All right, I want to talk about these influences in more detail. So here on the right, we have the grand solar spread. You have your Mercury row, your Venus row, Mars row, Jupiter. You have your Mercury column, Venus column, Mars column, Jupiter column. Now, a note about the crown line. The crown line is its own row, and it's going to be a row of power, privilege, public recognition, popularity, and you're going to see, in her book, in Sacred Symbols of the Ancients, she writes about this crown line being able to jump around and take any of the columns they want to take, like that they want to assume. So she puts the Ten of Clubs like in the Mercury column, which is like fine. Like the Ten of Clubs is a super brainy card, and they can overdo it mentally and overcommit and overthink. So, to me that makes sense. But for our purposes right now, it is in the Mars column. Eight of Diamonds is a Jupiter card. It's a great money card in Jupiter when you fight it in your spreads as well. Really anywhere, but... And then the King of Spades is the King of Kings. He has to be tough. He has to take responsibility. I think it's very fitting in the Saturn row. But just take note that she does talk about being able to... Not for the king, but for the Ten of Clubs, being able to move around, especially. I think for the Eight of Diamonds too, but I'm not too sure yet. I'll have to check on that. Okay, so we have the spread. I want to go through the birth spread again, like the life spread, real quickly. But I'm going to do it with the vertical cards too, so you can see your entire spread and just how it lays out. So let's use the Ten of Diamonds as an example. Ten of Diamonds is your sun card. Let's say it's your birth card. It's a Jupiter spot in the spread. That's awesome. Really good fortune, good money-making ability, good at acquiring things. One thing I haven't really mentioned is you have a moon card. So moon to the Ten of Hearts is this supportive, nurturing influence. If you meet a person that's your moon, they just support you, they nurture you, they give you that like moonlight that you need. For support to see clearly in the night, right? So you have a moon card. Whenever the moon card meets their sun card, they've met their match. They just will unconsciously do anything for their sun card without even knowing. So we have the moon card there, the Ten of Hearts, and then we have our Mercury cards. So Mercury, Ten of Spades, and the Four of Clubs. Now when we do our vertical cards, we go up. And then once we reach the top, we come back down. You'll see. But I wanted to show you your direct card, which is the Ten of Spades in this scenario. Our direct card is always going to be right to left. Our vertical cards, which are not as important, but like think of them as a supporting influence. They're going up, up, and then when we reach the top, we'll go to the bottom of the spread and go back up. So that's our Mercury card. Think like this, we communicate like this, rules driving, thinking ideas. Venus. So Venus is the Eight of Hearts and the Jack of Hearts vertical card. You love like this, your family, friends, your relationships. Our Mars cards here, Eight of Diamonds and Ten of Spades. So this is a card of great initiative. A lot of ace energy too, because you have the Ten of Diamonds already, which is 1+0, which is an ace plus the Joker. Can make them good entertainers too. But in your Mars, you have this Mars card already. It's the Aries card of the deck, Ace of Diamonds, which brings on new business, brings something out of nothing, creates value, is the first seed of value. And then you have this Ten of Spades, which they're like the 110% card with work, because Spades rules work, and they go big or they go home. So you have like a lot of big energy here. And then you have this ace energy here, another 10 here, which is very ace-like. 10s are aces, except they have the experience that the ace doesn't. So you're dealing with a real experienced person that's a 10. They have that ace power, but they also have confidence of all the numbers. So when you meet a 10 or you see a 10 in your spread, good things are going to happen. Jupiter card. Look at the vertical Jupiter card for the 10 of diamonds. Almost doesn't seem fair. They have the 8 of diamonds as their lifetime Jupiter. So, and then they have the Queen of Diamonds as their direct Jupiter card. And the Queen of Diamonds, she's the queen of business. She's the queen of values. She's good at running her own thing. She's the boss. And then you have the 8 of Diamonds as supporting Jupiter. Our Uranus, Saturn cards here. So you could see with the indirect or the vertical cards, we ran up to the top. We go to the bottom. And with the direct cards, we go right to left. So our Saturn card is the 5 of Hearts for the 10 of Diamonds, along with the 8 of Hearts. And this is, part of the reason why, this card might have trouble with relationships. The 5 of Hearts is a very restless card emotionally. The 5 of Hearts generally doesn't want to commit to relationships because they always want to experience new things. And then you have the 8 of Hearts, indirect or vertical, that is like the Playboy, Playgirl card of the deck, especially when they're younger. Like, they have a lot of charm power, and they know how to use it to really, like, charm a group or charm someone. So, it's interesting. They're very picky about what they want, too, because of this Ace of Hearts and Venus. So, a lot of stuff going on with the 10 of Diamonds. Saturn. Let's go to Uranus. Uranus, how we make our pivotal shift in our life. So, Uranus card for them is the 3 of Clubs and the 7 of Spades. These are things that they need to line up their brain and start to download messages and start listening to the universe and go one direction to really make that pivotal shift. And then the 7 of Spades is going to teach them to really take a very non-attached approach and to life, to jobs, to really relinquish control and don't try to force anything. And when you let go and take a more spiritual approach to life, you have all you need. It's pretty much what the 7 is telling you in Uranus. And then Neptune, what we dream of, the rose-covered goggles, illusions, secrets. It also rules water and drudge. So it only has one Neptune. They only have one Neptune card. So this is their Neptune card. They're direct. And then you can just see Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. So just one card there. And again, their Neptune, if they can meet a person that's a 3 of Spades, they're going to see the best in this person. It's going to be someone that they think is just perfect. Until one day they don't. But so that's kind of how you would read your life spread, especially if you want to find out the supporting influences. Oh, and one other thing about Neptune, there's a lot of escapism in Neptune, usually through drugs and alcohol. So you have to look at like how could the 3 of Spades escape, right? And because that's the card for this person in this example. The 3 of Spades could be a hypochondriac. They could have a double life, like maybe that's how they're escaping, because there's three spades here, and they could be in between 2 different lives. They could be really scattered. That could be a way of escaping. They could have a lot of fear around life and be like paralyzed. So, you have to like look at the low side of these cards and look at what you may be doing as it's your Neptune card, and then how do you step up into responsibility? they're really here to align consciousness for people, enlightenment. Um, they can promote really well because of their Jack of Diamonds second karma card, but they need to use the creativity that they have and the visionary ability that they have to channel brilliance in this lifetime, whether it's for work, consciousness, health, whatever it may be. But that's what they're kind of here to do. It's going to be hard in Neptune, though.